Hey friends and neighbors in Charlotte's 28207 zip code. This is Becky McCully. I'm a local realtor and resident in Charlotte. Every day I'm getting asked, how is the market? How is the national housing market news affecting our local market? So let's start with an overview of what we're hearing about the national housing market. Rising inflation, soaring home prices, and increased mortgage interest rates have collided to cause a slowdown in the U.S. housing market. The Fed raised interest rates by 0.75% in June. That was the largest interest rate hike since 1994. So all of this has exacerbated affordability challenges and rapidly cooled demand, with home sales and mortgage applications falling sharply from a year ago. So the next logical question would be, well, how does this influence our local market here in Charlotte, and specifically the 28207 zip code? Well, in the next few minutes, I'm going to share the 5 stats that I'm watching as a resident and professional realtor. So, prices are up approximately 10%, but that's not the whole story. We know prices reported this month are a reflection of activity from 60 days ago. So this is what is called a lagging indicator. So let's look at the leading market indicators to really understand what's going on. Active listings that decided to reduce their price. Last year at this time, there were only 2 price reductions in 28207, and both of those were for condos. Currently, there are 8 active listings that have reduced the listing price. Of those, 6 are for condos. So you can see last year there were hardly any price reductions, showing the real strength of the seller's market. And now to see price reductions ticking up slightly means this is a trend to watch closely every month. Number of buyers and sellers that agreed to terms and entered into a contract within the month. We call this under contract or pending. So last year we saw about 315 homes put under contract in June. This year, 247. Why this is important is because it shows what's happening with the buyer demand and is a leading indicator for future inventory levels. So we have to keep an eye on this one. Days on the market. Last year at this time, the number of days before a house was under contract or pending was 12 days. This year, days on market is 8. So we've seen this fluctuate between 8 and 13 days over the last year. So to put things in perspective, if we look back at June 2019, the days on the market was 23. So given the popularity of the area and proximity to uptown, our days on market in 28207 is still very healthy and indicative of a seller's market. List price to actual sold price. This is in 28207 consistently performing very well in that area. So sellers received on average about 98.5% of the listing price, which is 2.3% higher than the same time last year. All right, total homes for sale. This is the number of homes for sale that are in active status at the end of the month. So typically we see approximately 82 homes for sale in 28207 during June. Last year, 80 homes were listed as active. So this year, we've only seen 42 homes active at the end of June. So this is one of the most important stats that determines where prices will go. And what caught my attention is that if the market was slowing down, I would expect to see this number increase. But we're actually seeing that the number of homes available for sale has decreased. And so this speaks to the strength of the market in our 28207 zip code. This is how I track the leading and lagging indicators of houses in 28207. But what does it all mean? So if you're a buyer, this is your opportunity to purchase a home. Why? Because the changes in interest rates and overall home affordability has changed the buyer pool. Some have decided to look at homes with lower price points And some, they don't see that owning real estate contributes to your long-term wealth position. What this means for you is that there may be less competition to securing a home. If you're a seller, you have some challenges and opportunities. The challenge is you need to be mindful that homes are being priced for the very local market. Like, track the current trends and monitor how changes in interest rates are changing the buyer's behavior. Homeowners in 28207 who are ready to sell have the opportunity to receive high visibility for their house and spend less time on the market. The tight inventory situation in 28207 will continue to impact prices. So there you have it. Come back next month to see how the July drop in interest rates by about 0.5% impacts the housing market.